Your words are magical. Your thoughts spread like an infection. The words you use every day unconsciously distance you from the life you want. But it's not your fault. Culture and society draw invisible boundaries through language, burying us in a life of automatism. What if I told you one day you could reprogram your mind? What if you could consciously shape your own reality by choosing every word you speak? In the next few minutes, you'll learn how to manifest your dreams using the vibrational power of the right words. Every word is a wave of energy. Every sentence, when directed with conscious intention, carries you toward the future you desire. Now is the time to reclaim your power as the main character of your story. Have you ever felt like your life is on autopilot? The goals you pursue, the values you believe in, and even the words you speak seem to have been unknowingly placed on a roadmap programmed by others. Have you ever felt trapped in a reality very different from the one you desire? The reason might be your words, but there's a secret you don't know. The words you use every day silently shape your mind, your world, and limit what you believe is possible. And this began from the moment you were born. Language isn't just a tool for communication. From the moment you learn to speak, words become a reflection of your thoughts, emotions, and subconscious. For centuries, powerful people have understood how language creates reality. Even if you don't consciously use it, the words you choose become tools that program your mind. You either open the doors to success, love, and happiness, or you remain trapped in the prison of limitations. The prison of language, programmed to think the way you've been taught. This prison is invisible, but its influence shapes your entire life. And this video is completely different from anything you've seen before. It's not just a transfer of information, it's a gateway to your life. I'll show you how to decipher the secret code of language that keeps people in mental cages and how to decipher the words that will finally set you free. There's a science behind it. Every word and every thought sends signals to your brain that change the way you behave. These signals shape your perception of what's possible, but 99% of people don't realize it. You're part of a small minority with the opportunity to break this cycle, and you shouldn't miss it. Imagine, you wake up and realize that every belief you hold, every goal you pursue, and every choice you make is entirely shaped by you. This is your power and your responsibility. From the moment you learn to speak, you can feel like a spell has been cast over you. Language is a system filled with hidden meanings designed to control and keep you under control. Every word you use, every sentence you repeat, is part of this system. Consider the concept of writing. When you put letters together to form words, you're casting a spell. This isn't just a poetic idea. It's a reminder that words have the power to create and control. Every time you write a word, you bring ideas to life. You give them shape and meaning. Even the random words you use have a hidden effect. Take the word covenant, for example. Break it down into its parts. Covenant, unity. It not only brings people together, but also binds, limits, and protects them with specific rules and obligations. These invisible chains are agreements that restrict your freedom. Separate the word human from in and san. It represents a being composed of light energy, yet society cannot see this. You are taught to be limited to a physical body, yet this hidden reminder in the word human reminds you that you are much more than you are told. You are a being of energy, a being of light. And even the simple word awaken carries a profound secret. Awakening is often thought of as a reunion after death, but true awakening is a kind of death, the death of your old, programmed self, and the rebirth into a conscious existence. Chapter 2: The Secret Codes of Language and the Power of Awakening. Old beliefs begin with blindly following the script imposed on you by society. Waking up means releasing a part of yourself that still sleeps within this script and being reborn each morning. But now, pay closer attention. The first sounds of the morning, like morning, are a subtle reminder of what you lose with each awakening. Each day can feel like a repeat of the previous day. And even if you don't realize it, the system knows it all too well. The summons you feel when you are summoned to court is not merely an invitation, but a demand upon your very existence. Language is designed to control you like a sorcerer. Controlling a soul is as simple as gazing into the universe. Uni means one. Verse means word. The universe is a word. Everything arises from a single vibration. This demonstrates that everything that exists is created through spoken language. Reality itself is a linguistic pattern. Words and thoughts create a constant flow of energy. When each part combines, a vibration emerges that nourishes emotions and feelings. Your emotions are waves of energy, and every word directs, changes, and reshapes these waves. This is the power of language. It doesn't just express your thoughts. It also determines how you feel, how you think, and how you act. Your beliefs shape your reality. What you believe manifests itself in your life. This is why society places so much importance on words and beliefs. If they can control your beliefs, they can control the life you create. Consider the word broadcast. It means to spread ideas to a wide audience, to send a message. Every advertisement, headline, or news item is a broadcast, a spell. Society shapes your ideas with this spell. They manage your desires and fears. Don't forget who is in charge. Look carefully. Authorities are the authors of the world's story. They don't just enforce the rules. They set the course of the script without most people even realizing it. Even the word government carries a hidden message: to govern and shape minds. They don't just set laws. They determine how people think, what they believe, and what they consider normal. They don't just control. It's a form of mental guidance. It limits what you accept as reality. Consider the concept of a profession. At first glance, it seems like just a job, right? But this pursuit, which occupies your time, energy, and thoughts, is designed to keep your mind occupied. It traps you in tasks rather than reflecting on your purpose and goals. A profession is like an invisible spell. It teaches you how to think and care for yourself. Consider the word mortgage. Mort means death, and measure means lien. A mortgage is essentially like a death lien. It's a long-term contract that controls your life until your debt is paid in full. It steals your time and energy, ties you to the system, and offers only an illusion in return. What you possess are words that create invisible chains around you. Each of these words isn't just a label, they're a spell. They etch your language into layers, trapping you within invisible walls. But the truth is, you have the power to break free. You can use your spells to rewrite your language right now. Choose words that liberate you instead of words that limit you. Words that create possibilities instead of limitations. By using language consciously, you can shatter the script of your life and write your own story in its place. This isn't just an idea. It's a call to rewrite your life. Every word, every sentence is a vibration, and recognizing and harnessing that vibration is the key to your freedom and creative power. Chapter 3: The Mysterious and Ancient Influence of Language. If words are so powerful, why aren't most people aware of it? Because most are still asleep. They spend their lives repeating the same words without questioning their meaning. They fail to recognize the invisible chains. They fail to understand that language is not only a tool for communication, but also has the power to control and shape. Ask yourself, which words have you lived by? Words that liberate you, or words that limit you? Language is a tool of creation. It's up to you to reclaim it. Your goal isn't to limit, but to rewrite your story. The only question is whether you're ready to do it. Every time you speak, the hidden power within your words emerges. You are creating a spell that shapes your reality. This isn't just communication. It's an ancient spell hidden even in your daily routines. Ordinary actions like brushing your teeth, getting coffee, or going to work are part of an invisible creative force. You are a creator, and every word you speak is a manifestation of your life. Language itself is linked to magic. The Latin word grimoire means book of spells. The word grammar refers to the magical potential of words and sentences to influence reality. Creating words by combining letters can direct the vibration of existence. Occult influences are everywhere. Take the word alcohol, for example. Its origin comes from the Arabic word alol, meaning powdered coal for the eyes. Throughout history, many cultures have believed that alcohol deadens the soul, meaning the drinker's spirit leaves the body and becomes receptive to external energies. It's not just a beverage, it's a spirit invited in. Consider water. Every drop carries a memory. Water picks up the vibrations of everything it touches and responds to the emotions surrounding it. With this awareness, consciously drinking water allows you to consciously shape your energy. Fasting is not only a physical, but also a mental reset. It helps you break old patterns and align with a higher state of being. You can reprogram your mind, eliminate limitations, and elevate your level of consciousness. Have you realized the power of music? Music isn't just entertainment, it's hypnosis. The lyrics and rhythms of songs influence your subconscious and bind you to certain emotional patterns. Society uses music to align you with collective mindsets and specific emotions. Every song carries a message that shapes your thoughts. Pay attention to what you listen to. We are electromagnetic beings who generate energy with every thought and emotion. However, society uses us like batteries, placing us in a network of rules and roles. But remember, you are much more than just a part of the machine. You can choose how you use your energy, what you give, and what you receive. Every word, every rhythm, every thought is a vibration. Awaken and realize the true power of your words. Because language is not just speech, it is an ancient way of creating your life and gaining your freedom. Chapter 4: The Hidden Magic of Words and Creating Your Reality. Return to your words. You've probably wondered why your bank account doesn't instantly fill when you say, "I'm a millionaire." The magic of language is subtle, yet incredibly powerful. Research shows that repeated statements rewire your brain through neuroplasticity, changing your thought patterns and emotional state. Words don't just carry meaning, they shape your thoughts, beliefs, and even your emotions. Every statement you repeat becomes a spell that shapes your reality. Self-reports like, I'm not good enough, I'll never be successful, are ancient spells that create limitations in your subconscious. But the good news is, you can reverse these spells. By using positive and empowering words, you can rewire your mind, boost your self-confidence, and enhance your well-being. Every word is an intention, and an intention has the power to become a reality. When you speak powerful words, you create a spell for success and abundance. There's a deep spiritual truth behind the saying, I create what I speak. Even the origin of the word abracadabra points to the ancient belief that spoken words create reality. For centuries, people have known that words, when combined with intention, transform reality. However, most people do this unconsciously. Now that you're aware of this, will you continue to cast spells of limitation with doubt, or will you harness your creative power? Magic is on the tip of your tongue. Use it consciously and watch your world transform before your eyes. According to the theory of linguistic determinism, language isn't just a tool for communication. It shapes how we see the world. People who speak different languages may develop different perceptions of time, color, and emotion because words frame thoughts differently. Language is like a pair of glasses we wear unconsciously. It shapes our perception, reactions, and emotions. Some words in the world carry hidden influences from the past. For example, the word mortgage is of Latin origin and means commitment to death. When our subconscious mind hears this word, it perceives it as a heavy and permanent burden. Similarly, sayings like, money doesn't grow on trees, silently shape our beliefs about financial abundance. Seemingly innocuous statements reinforce scarcity and fuel a limited reality belief system. To move beyond the limitations of language, start with awareness. Listen carefully to the words you use every day. If you catch yourself saying, I can't afford this, reframe your statement. How can I make this possible? Or, what can I learn from this? Words don't just carry meaning, they carry energy, and this energy affects our mental and physical worlds. Science shows that words even alter the structure of water molecules. Positive words enable water to form orderly and aesthetically pleasing structures, while negative words create chaotic and disordered structures. Because our bodies are largely composed of water, the words we choose can even affect our mood, thoughts, and health on a physical level. Words aren't just tools for communication. They are invisible tools you can use to create your life. Choosing words that align with positivity, growth, and possibility creates a reality that aligns with your goals and dreams. It's time to break free from the invisible limitations of language. Use every word, every expression, consciously, and shape your own reality. Chapter 5. The frequency of words and the power to shape reality. When you start using words intentionally, you'll notice how your world begins to change. Your words aren't just symbols or sounds. They're vibrational frequencies that interact with your environment and literally affect the fabric of reality. This isn't just a theory. It's an empirically supported fact. Studies in alchemy show that sound waves, vibrating at different frequencies, can create specific patterns in materials like sand, water, and air. Sound can transform matter into beautiful, orderly shapes or chaotic, fragmented forms. Now apply this to your own words. Your words, your personal vibrations, and your intentions affect your body, your environment, and the people you interact with. One of the most striking studies demonstrating this is Dr. Masaru Emoto's experiments on water. When positive words are spoken or written into water, crystalline structures form complex and aesthetically pleasing structures, while negative words, or fear, create chaotic and fragmented structures. Consider, your body is approximately 60% water. If words can so directly affect water, the words you hear and speak every day also shape the structure and energy of your own cells. You don't just speak words, you also influence your own physical and spiritual makeup. This isn't limited to water. Studies on plants also confirm the impact of language on growth and health. Plants nourished by kind words and positive music thrive, while those faced with negative language or silence grow more slowly or even decline. This clearly demonstrates the power of words and energy in shaping the world around us. By choosing kind and conscious words, you nourish not only yourself, but also the life around you with a positive frequency. Consider the impact your words have on your daily life. Every word carries frequencies on your emotional and physical state. High-frequency words like love, gratitude, and joy elevate your mood, boost your energy, and even support your physical health. On the other hand, low-frequency words like hatred, fear, and failure create stress, negativity, and disharmony. When you consider the difference between someone saying, "I love you," and "I hate you," you'll feel this impact very clearly. Words don't just have an emotional impact. They also create a physical and mental resonance. The words you choose shape your experiences and influence others' attitudes toward you. You can take small but powerful steps to apply this power to your daily life. First, observe the words you use. Are they uplifting or negative? Then, consciously replace negative statements with positive ones. Try saying "I can" instead of "I can't." While it may seem like a small change, this transformation boosts your energy, improves your mood, and helps you consciously create your own reality. When you realize the power of your words, you'll understand that they're not just a means of communication. They're an invisible energy system that shapes the world. Chapter 6: Words, Beliefs, and the Subconscious Factory. Open your mind to new possibilities. You may have heard of affirmations or even tried them, but felt they didn't work. For affirmations to truly impact your reality, you need to align your conscious language with your subconscious beliefs. Simply repeating the words isn't enough. They need to align with your deepest belief systems. Otherwise, your subconscious mind may silently resist them. For affirmations to be effective, they need to feel real, achievable, and possible. This sometimes requires reframing or starting with small, persuasive steps. So, are you ready to become your own creator? Shaping your life begins with the words you use every day. The more you align your language with high-frequency positive vibrations, the more harmony and balance will come into your life. You're not just speaking, you're building your future with every word. So why do some people achieve their goals easily, while others constantly struggle? The secret lies in the power of the words in our minds to shape reality. Your subconscious mind works like a factory. It constantly generates thoughts, beliefs, and reactions, often without you even realizing it. This subconscious factory silently shapes how you see yourself and what you believe you're capable of. Research shows that the human mind produces approximately 70,000 thoughts a day, most of which occur on autopilot. This means that most of your beliefs are shaped by the words you hear and the thoughts you think repeatedly over the years. As a child, the words you hear from your family, your surroundings, and society create an invisible yet powerful pattern in your mind. This mental factory generates scenarios that influence your life without your awareness. It's a silent and constant force that can elevate or hold you back. A striking example of the influence of language was seen in a famous experiment. Participants were shown a video of a car accident and then asked different questions. One group was asked, "Did you see a broken headlight?" And the other group was asked, "Did you see a broken headlight?" This small difference significantly changed people's likelihood of seeing a broken headlight, even if it wasn't there. This demonstrates how small changes in words can affect our perception and how we interpret reality. In daily life, the language we are constantly exposed to, whether true or false, shapes our beliefs and memories. Our subconscious absorbs these words and creates a reality around them, reflecting the world back to us like a silent mirror. Let's make this effect even more personal. If you constantly say, "I'm terrible at math," your mind believes this to be true and creates an unconscious barrier when you encounter a math problem. This is called self-affirmation. Your mind works to align with your beliefs about yourself. Every word you say can create boundaries or opportunities. If you replace statements like, "I always make mistakes," with, "I learn every day," you give your mind the opportunity to explore possibilities and move beyond them. This small change is the beginning of reprogramming the way your subconscious works. The origin of our true beliefs often begins in childhood. Research shows that the words we hear as children create patterns in our minds. When children are told they are talented or intelligent, they often adopt these beliefs. On the other hand, negative comments are equally ingrained in their minds. As an adult, some of the thoughts you carry today are echoes of words you internalized long ago. Visualization is a powerful tool for reprogramming your mind. Your subconscious mind struggles to distinguish between reality and imagination. When you repeat a word, your mind perceives it as reality. Therefore, consciously choosing your words shapes both your thoughts and your beliefs. If you want to consciously change your life, first observe your words, then reframe them to support high-frequency, positive energy. Every word is a tool that influences your subconscious mind, and every tool is your power to create your own reality. Chapter 7: Visualization, Language, and the Quantum Effect. Athletes and performing artists use visualization to develop skills they perceive as successful for exactly this reason. The mind creates powerful pathways that make success feel attainable. When you combine visualization with words that align with your goals, you open up concrete and powerful new pathways in your life. For example, you could spend just 5 minutes each day mentally imagining yourself achieving a goal and pairing it with phrases like, "I'm confident," or "I'm ready." This repetition strengthens your subconscious mind and aligns it with what you truly want. The first step in activating your subconscious mind is to notice that the language factory is working for you. Observe whether the words you tell yourself are positive and empowering, or are they reinforcing limitations? Replace phrases like, "I can't," saying, "I'll figure it out," or "I'll try," with, "I'll find a way in time," or "I'll try." May seem like a small change, but it has a profound impact on your subconscious mind. This involves reframing not only your thoughts, but also your behaviors and emotions. Positive language not only sets an intention, but also establishes a mental foundation. Speaking words that reflect your desired reality directs your subconscious mind to support these beliefs. Are you ready to build a future aligned with your dreams and reprogram yourself? Build a language factory in your mind and create the life you truly desire. If you want to design your reality with words, start with small changes. If you find yourself saying, "I can't handle this," say, "I'm getting stronger." These small steps are the beginning of changing mental patterns. Over time, your mind builds a foundation of resilience and self-confidence with these words. Try this exercise in your journal. Replace every negative statement with a positive one instead of, "I can't do this." If someone else has succeeded, you can too. This simple habit can transform your mindset. Imagine a life where challenges form the foundation for growth, strength, and positivity. Every word you choose is like a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. Language doesn't just reflect your thoughts. Consciously choosing words that uplift and empower you allows you to create a reality aligned with your highest goals. This journey is about designing your own life through a matrix of words. It's not about avoiding fear and limiting language, but about choosing language that moves you forward, elevates your soul, and creates. Opportunities are not about fear, but about empowerment. Start small, focus your attention, and choose words that serve your purpose. Your deepest desires are right now. The journey is just beginning. Quantum physics shows us that observation affects reality. Famous studies like the double-slit experiment revealed that particles change their behavior as waves or particles depending on the observer. Particles behave differently under observation. This discovery shocked the scientific world. Consciousness seemed to influence matter. Now imagine applying the same principle to language. Every word you think or speak is an act of observation, channeling energy into an infinite field. Your words create tiny shifts in the quantum field that shape possibilities. This is not a theoretical idea. Studies show that people who use positive language have lower blood pressure, stronger immune systems, and lower rates of depression. It's as if your body responds to the words you hear and say. Even if you don't realize it, your words are transforming your mind, body, and environment. Chapter 8: Creating Reality the Way You Perceive It. There's a physical response to the words we use. It's a quantum response that goes far beyond a simple attitude. Think of your words as switches in a quantum field that shift between different realities. Even the simplest language change can have a profound impact on your experience. For example, instead of saying "I must," try saying "I will." This isn't just a tone change. From a quantum perspective, you're actively choosing a broader version of reality. It's like choosing a more likely outcome when opportunities arise. Quantum theory allows for multiple possibilities, and by changing your words, you're secretly choosing the outcomes you desire. Here's a daily challenge. Pay attention to every limiting statement you use. When you say, "I can't," "This will never happen," your subconscious mind reinforces that possibility. Instead, use phrases like, "How could it be?" or "I will explore alternative paths." If you do this, you're gradually pushing your reality into new, uncharted territory. Science shows that words can influence perception and behavior. It's not just about being positive. There's a concept in quantum physics called wave collapse. When an observer makes a measurement, the field of possibilities collapses into a specific state. Now, Think of your affirmations as tools to collapse your desired reality by saying, "I have succeeded," instead of "I will succeed one day." You're not just talking, you are currently aligned with your desired reality. This alignment is the key to influencing your quantum experience and increasing the probability of what you want. If language is so powerful, why don't we all use it consciously? There are obstacles and doubts, habits, social conditioning, and fears prevent us from fully utilizing this power. But the key is awareness. You can overcome these limitations by being conscious of your word choices. The matrix of words is real, and you live the life you create with every sentence. Realize that mass media employs specific strategies to profoundly influence your subconscious. Create a world that creates reality with carefully chosen words. Every headline, every sentence is a powerful spell. It programs your perception and penetrates your subconscious. At this point, consider a more subtle framing trick. Instead of labeling a protest a riot, label it a demonstration. Words alone can change your emotional response. Research shows that words act as mental frames, guiding you toward a particular perception of an event. The media shapes attitudes by framing the same scenario differently, dividing opinions and forcing people to unconsciously choose sides. This subtle linguistic trick is one of the most effective tools the media uses to manipulate public opinion, from politics to social media. But the problem isn't just with the media. There's another hidden force known as the spiral of silence, which keeps people aligned with the dominant narrative. This theory explains how the media influences public perception by portraying minority views as less popular or dangerous. Words don't just shape your internal experience, they also influence your environment and society. Now, be aware. Your words aren't just sounds. They're quantum-level energy, instruments of observation and choice. With every sentence, you construct your own reality. Conscious word use is the key to rewriting your life on both a personal and collective level. Chapter 9: The Social and Neuroplastic Power of Language. Social language isn't just a tool for conveying thoughts. It's an architect who guides minds, an invisible force that shapes perception. When certain words are used repeatedly, they unconsciously create a mental orientation. They cause people to think the same ideas, feel the same emotions, and view the world through the lens chosen by the majority. Those with opposing views, fearing exclusion, choose silence and feel alone. This creates echo chambers, closed mental tunnels through which only one perspective can pass. And over time, these tunnels create the illusions that society perceives as truth. But this is a carefully crafted decoration. The media doesn't just reflect reality. It actively produces, shapes, and manipulates it. Therefore, the first step is to notice the following: the language used in headlines, the metaphors chosen, the repeated phrases, the reasons why a story is framed this way. Ask yourself, what is the emotion behind this word? What does this phrase evoke in me? Because seeing these techniques is like breaking a spell. It's the beginning of freeing your mind from the invisible hands of manipulation. Remember, every word you read is a touch. Every headline, every sentence, every expression is a subtle vibration that shapes how you see the world. Sometimes you may feel overwhelmed by such immense language, but fear not. Knowledge is power. And the moment you realize this power, your invisible chains have already begun to dissolve. But it doesn't end there. Language has another power. that affects much deeper layers of our lives, words that physically shape our brains. Every time you read, hear, or think, a pathway in your brain is strengthened. This is called neuroplasticity. Language can reshape not only your emotions, but also the structure of your brain. Some words bring calm, others trigger fear. Some build confidence, while others breed doubt. Language is one of the deepest building blocks of our mental architecture. So, positive affirmations aren't just feel-good phrases. They're like neural impulses that affect the brain's physiology. Phrases like, I am strong, I am capable, and I am ready open new pathways to the mind, erase the remnants of old fears, and open windows to the future. This is why change is possible even in adulthood. The mind can be restructured through language. You can update your internal software with conscious words. Quantum physics says exactly this. Observation affects reality. A particle changes its behavior the moment it is observed. When you apply this concept to language, you realize every word you use is an observation. When you pay attention to a possibility, you summon it onto the stage of reality. Speaking positively isn't just being optimistic. It's choosing a specific future from the realm of possibilities. You create a framework of reality with your words and then begin to live within it. Not just at the individual level, social language also affects the quantum realm. When the media uses rebellion instead of protest, or regulation instead of reform, they subtly manipulate people's emotions. These words don't just convey information. They are invisible cranes that pull collective reality in certain directions. Recognizing these frameworks is the most important step in breaking free from the external narratives that control your mind. And here, a profound truth emerges. Language, when used consciously, is a tool of freedom. Abundance, expansion, growth, confidence, clarity. These words elevate the mind. Doubt, scarcity, inadequacy, fear. These words drain energy. The moment you become aware of the words you use in your life, you begin to choose not only your thoughts, but also the direction of your life. Every word is a choice, a vibration, an invisible thread that weaves your reality. Now, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, which words are weighing me down? Which ones are lifting me up? If you replace the negative statements you repeat daily with powerful words that uplift you, the rhythm of your life will begin to change. Because changing words means changing the way you experience the world. Even if just for one day, pay attention to your language. When you catch yourself using a negative statement, replace it with a higher vibration. Then watch. The mind silently shifts into a new pattern. When you control your language, you control not only your communication, but also your future. When you speak with intention, you begin to create a reality that reflects your potential. Invisible boundaries dissolve. Your inner freedom is activated. Every word becomes a door. Every sentence opens a new path. Every statement carries the opportunity to rewrite your story. This journey is not about becoming someone else. On the contrary, it's about uncovering your true self. The power within you has lain dormant for too long. Time, one of the greatest mysteries of human history. Every day we have the same thing, 24 hours. But we are all aware that these 24 hours never flow the same way. Some days, it feels as if not even the minute hand moves. A weight settles over us. Our minds slow down, our souls tire, and everything feels endless. But there are some days, we open our eyes to the day, take a few steps, and voila, the day is over. Not hours, not minutes, but seconds. So why? Why does the same period of time feel so different for different people, even for the same person? Because time is not an external, mechanical process, as we think. Time is a reflection of our inner world. Time is the rhythm of our mind. Time is the speed of our vibration. And understanding this opens a truly fascinating door. Let's take a look at what time really is. When consciousness is scattered, when the mind becomes clouded, when our energy field diminishes, time expands. All those moments when we silently say, "Enough," while doing something are not actually time itself, but a slowing of our frequency. When energy is diminished, the mind is like walking in a dark room. Every step is hesitant. Every decision is delayed. Every experience feels tiring. That's why time feels longer, heavier, and more challenging. But there is a moment when the mind illuminates. A thought, an awareness, an excitement, a purpose. A spark suddenly ignites within us. Our energy rises. Our frequency expands. Our consciousness becomes clear. In that moment, time bends. Minutes stretch, as if the wisdom of a day has been condensed into a single moment. This moment that changes the flow of time is actually our inner speed. The whisper of quantum physics. Quantum physics says the observer changes what they observe. This doesn't just apply to subatomic particles. This principle is a hidden mechanism at work in our daily lives, whether we're aware of it or not. No matter what we look at, it appears to us as it is. The speed of our thoughts, the intensity of our emotions, the flow of energy in our bodies. All of these reshape our experience of time. That's why, when we're happy, when we're inspired, when we're in love, when we're creative, when we're passionate about something, time loses its hold on us. Minutes lengthen, hours speed up. It's as if time becomes an ally, not a burden. But anxiety, fear, uncertainty, boredom, overthinking. When time consumes us, even an hour feels like an eternity. Mental frequency drops, energy slows, and time slows. Imagine time working with you, not against you. You can't stop time. You can't speed it up. But by changing your own frequency, you can change how time flows for you. Just like a radio. If you're on the wrong frequency, the sound distorts. There's noise, confusion, nothing is clear. But when you're on the right frequency, everything becomes clear. The sound becomes clear. The flow becomes seamless. The same applies to time. When you're on the right mental frequency, time becomes your friend. When you're on the wrong frequency, time becomes your burden. Past, future, present, which is more real. When your inner energy is low, the mind escapes into the past. I wish it hadn't happened. It was bad. It was wrong. Or it escapes into the future. What if? What if I don't succeed? What if it's not enough? In that moment, time slows down, because the mind transcends the now. But when the mind is present, something important happens. Time expands. When you live in the moment, a harmony forms between your experience and time. The mind operates both quickly and regularly. Energy is both powerful and gentle. And when you do something, you unconsciously manipulate the flow of time. Time distortion, a force. We don't actually know. We can say this clearly. Time is shaped by your vibration. Time doesn't control you, but how you manage your own energy determines your experience. Trying to control time is futile. Time cannot be managed with calendars, lists, panic, or rushing. The true truth is this. When you change your internal rhythm, time changes. When frequency increases, time is fast and fluid. When frequency decreases, time becomes slow and tiring. When time changes, it actually changes you. And now, we come to the real question. Why does time change? Because you change. Consciousness changes. Frequency changes. Energy changes. Emotions change. Mental clarity changes. And this change also changes the flow of time. That's the essence of this chapter. Time is not external. Time is the speed of your inner world. Time is your frequency. Now, are you ready to understand the invisible mechanism behind this flexible structure of time perception? Because we'll explore much more in the next chapter. Chapter 2. Vibration. How frequency shapes consciousness. Every person, without even realizing it, emits an invisible frequency. Your body, your mind, your emotions, they all vibrate. This vibration isn't just a spiritual metaphor. It's a real influence at the quantum level. Here's the secret. Consciousness operates at a specific frequency, just like a radio. No matter which frequency you choose, life responds to you at that frequency. The effect of low frequency. A consciousness operating at a low frequency often experiences a constant feeling of anxiety and worry, a tendency to think about the worst-case scenario, mental fog and loss of clarity, low energy, and a slowed perception of time. Think of a stressful or frightening moment. Everything feels heavy in your mind. Minutes drag on. Hours feel like an unbearable burden. Low frequency slows the natural pace of consciousness. It's as if thick mud has been poured into your mind. The power of high frequency. In contrast, when you are at a high frequency, your mind is clear and fast. Your creativity is unleashed. Ideas come naturally. Emotions are balanced. Confusion is reduced. Time flows. Each moment feels full and precious. Recall an inspiring moment. A creative process, a smile, a moment of accomplishment. In that moment, minutes feel as short as a breath. This is an increase in the frequency of consciousness. The relationship between frequency and time. As the frequency of consciousness increases, your perception expands, your senses sharpen, and your internal tempo accelerates. This acceleration causes you to experience even time in the external world at a different rhythm. During fear, stress, or sadness, the frequency of consciousness decreases. Low frequency slows the signal. The mind goes numb, and time slows down. However, when energy increases, motivation and inspiration emerge. Consciousness accelerates, and time expands. A metaphor to explain this. You are in a dark room, with only a small candle burning. The room feels heavy, static, and cramped. Your perception is limited. Time slows down. Now turn on the room light. Everything suddenly becomes visible. Perception expands. Movement accelerates, and time becomes more fluid. This is what a higher frequency does. It expands perception and changes the depth of time. What changes as your vibration increases? The burden of your past diminishes, and you no longer hold on to old mistakes. Fears about the future dissolve, and anxieties diminish. The present moment expands, and your experiences become more intense and valuable. The fabric of time stretches, and each moment feels more meaningful. As the frequency of consciousness increases, awareness deepens, and the perception of time completely changes. Quantum physics also supports this. The observer changes the experience. When your consciousness shifts, the flow of time shifts for you. Application and examples. You can observe this in your daily life. How quickly do hours pass when you're engaged in something you love? Why do minutes feel so long in a stressful meeting? The difference lies not only in the external world, but also in your internal frequency. You can change the rhythm of time by consciously managing your energy, emotions, and thoughts. When you raise your vibration, your mind works faster, clarity increases, emotional burden decreases, mood stabilizes, time expands, experiences become more fulfilling. The main message of the episode: your perception of time is entirely shaped by the frequency of your consciousness. Raising your own vibration before changing the external world allows time to flow according to your own needs. And remember, trying to control time is futile. But when you raise your own frequency, time shapes itself according to your own will. Chapter 3. Low frequency, slow time, dense mind. Time. It flows differently for everyone, but we feel it most intensely at lower frequencies. It's a universal law. As energy diminishes, time condenses. In moments of anxiety, fear, uncertainty, or unhappiness, minutes feel like hours. Each moment becomes heavier, and you feel stuck and immobile. Low frequency is like heavy mud in a river. You can't move forward. You can't retreat. You just drift. The mind becomes confused. Emotions harden, and the body becomes heavy. It's as if every thought collides with every other, finding no room to expand. Every emotion draws you in even further. So, what creates low frequency? Overthinking, constant preoccupation with the past and future, fear of the future, anxiety stemming from uncertainty, past regrets, constant reminders of one's own mistakes, self-blame, constant repetition of inner criticism, constant stress, fatigue permeating every moment of life, energy-draining people and environments, negative interactions. The most obvious effect of low frequency is the distortion in time perception. An example from my own experience. One day, I noticed my mind was constantly looping. Hours passed, but all I felt was a heaviness. Time had become blurry, motionless. Nothing was moving. Nothing was resolving. At that moment, I realized time wasn't slowing down. My mind was too busy and blocked. At low frequency, the mind feels trapped in a room. At low frequency, the mind feels trapped in a room. At low frequency, thoughts conflict with each other and find no space to expand. Time becomes narrow, compressed, and heavy. The quantum explanation for this: when consciousness vibrates at a low frequency, the energy field around it becomes denser. The denser field slows down the signal, like watching a video at a slow speed. Every movement of the mind slows down. Every decision slows down. Every step becomes more difficult. Low frequency is felt not only in the mind, but also in the body. Sleep becomes heavier. Waking up in the morning becomes harder. Energy decreases. Motivation fades. Time drags on. Waiting becomes unbearable. Small problems become larger. Solutions become more distant, because low frequency tends to amplify everything, even time. But you should know this: low frequency is not a weakness. It is simply a state of consciousness, and this can be changed. It is possible to return the flow of time to its normal rhythm. How did I realize this? The weight of time kept telling me, you are at a low frequency. The moment I stopped blaming time, I began to take responsibility for my energy. Because time is not an enemy. It is merely a mirror of your consciousness. At a lower frequency, you can be a conscious observer. What thoughts are weighing you down? What emotions are draining your energy? What people or situations are weighing down your time? When you become aware of this, you can consciously raise your frequency, raise your energy, clear your mind, open your awareness. At that moment, time changes. Let me explain with a metaphor. You are in a dark room. Only a small candle is burning. The room feels heavy, narrow, and static. But when the light is on, everything becomes clear, accelerates, and expands. The effect of a higher frequency on the mind is this. It expands perception and changes the fabric of time. A lower frequency is a warning, a message. Stop blaming time and take responsibility for your energy. Time is not an enemy, but a mirror. It is a reflection of your vibration and consciousness. The main message of this chapter: time was not slowing down. I was vibrating slowly. And when I raised my frequency, time began to flow. Time is no longer slow, but fluid, no longer dense, but precious. And when you raise your frequency of consciousness, you can feel the power and value of every moment. Chapter 4. Higher frequency, light time, clear perception. The first thing you notice when your vibration rises is that time begins to flow. The same world, the same time, the same people. But everything feels faster, easier, and clearer. Thoughts become clearer, decisions easier, and experiences more fluid. Higher frequency lifts the fog from the mind. It's like opening the windows of a room. The air becomes lighter, the light changes, and the breath expands. Every moment you live feels more alive, more precious, and more real. So, what raises higher frequency? Inspiration, the spark of your soul. Curiosity, a gateway to the world. Gratitude, a force that nourishes energy. Acceptance eliminates resistance. Love, a vibration that expands the heart. The desire to create stimulates creativity. Inner peace calms the mind. Being at peace with yourself releases energy. These emotions expand the energy field. The expanding field accelerates signals. And that's why, at a higher frequency, the flow of time changes because you. An example. I sat down to start a project I'd been thinking about for a long time. Normally, it would take hours. But that day, the energy was completely different. Everything was flowing. My thoughts were clear. My mind was clear. My body was light. When I looked up, hours had passed. But to me, they felt like minutes. At that moment, I realized the speed of time wasn't changing outside. It was changing inside me. At a quantum level, we can explain this way. At a higher frequency, your brain operates within a wider bandwidth of consciousness. Information is processed faster, signals arrive faster, and perception becomes more vivid. This acceleration is felt as a flow of time. At a higher frequency of consciousness, mental load decreases, focus increases, creative thought begins to flow. The moment expands, time shrinks. While you feel like you can't do 10 things a day, at a higher frequency, you realize you can do 30 things a day. This isn't magic. It's not a coincidence. As your vibration accelerates, so does your perception of time. When your energy increases, you no longer chase time. Time accompanies you. You move together. Because higher frequency consciousness doesn't fragment time, it integrates it. Time is no longer an obstacle, but a flow. And you drift freely within this flow. Another effect of higher frequency is that it makes it easier to stay in the moment. Your mind stops dwelling on the past, and your fears of the future disappear. The now expands, and time makes more room for you. At some point, you begin to realize this. As your energy increases, not only time but also the rhythm of life changes. Events accelerate, solutions come more easily, and people interact with you differently. Because high frequency isn't just an internal state, it creates a magnetic field that affects the outside world as well. Your energy also affects those around you. Even when interacting with people with lower frequencies, you maintain your own space and manage the experience. You can notice this in your daily life. Difficult tasks become easier. Complex situations become clearer. Inspiration and solution finding become faster. People feel closer to you and more in tune with you. The fundamental truth of this chapter is this: if you want time to flow, you must first direct your own vibration. As your energy becomes lighter and your mind becomes clearer, time becomes lighter too. Time is no longer your enemy. It is a friend who flows with you and accompanies you. And when you begin to live at a higher frequency, every moment becomes both precious and free. Chapter 5. The Quantum Field, where time warps. At some point, you realize that time isn't just a physical flow. Just like energy, it can stretch, expand, contract, speed up, or slow down. And the place where this change occurs is the quantum field. The quantum field is an invisible, yet all-encompassing ocean of potential. Within this field, time isn't a linear line. It's like a grid vibrating with infinite possibilities. As you align with the frequency of this field, time begins to move you at a different rhythm. The most fundamental secret is this: time behaves according to the consciousness of the observer. What is known as the observer effect in quantum physics actually whispers a secret to us. When consciousness focuses on something, that thing takes shape. And this applies not only to particles, but also to moments, experiences, and time. Let me give you an example from my own life. There was a time when I realized everything was accelerating. It was as if someone had changed the time setting for me. But at another time that same year, time slowed down so much that the days began to lengthen, yet there was almost no progress. Nothing had changed on the outside. The answer was on the inside. The way I interacted with the quantum field had changed. You can think of how time bends in the quantum field like this. When your frequency decreases, time resists you. When your frequency increases, time begins to flow with you. When your consciousness expands, time expands. When your consciousness contracts, time contracts. Because the quantum field isn't fixed. It's like a surface that shapes with you, just like a musician. Whatever note you play your vibrations on, time dances to that rhythm. And here's another secret of this field. Now, in the quantum field, only the moment exists. The past is a record, the future a potential. The moment is the center where everything converges. When consciousness moves deeply into the now, time expands, worries dissolve, the future softens, the past loses its meaning. The expansion of time is actually a shift in consciousness in the quantum realm. You can imagine it like this. You're on the bank of a river. At low frequency, the water flows murky and slowly. At high frequency, the water is clear and fast. But when you move into the middle of the river, into the present, the flow changes completely. In the quantum realm, time behaves just like water. It adapts to the speed of your consciousness. The difference is this: at low frequency, you try to draw time into yourself. At high frequency, time embraces you, and you move together. You can see this experience in daily life as well. When you're inspired, hours shorten, and projects slip away. When you're stressed, even a few minutes feel like a heavy burden. When you shift your consciousness, the rhythm of time changes. And one day, you realize, when you start managing your energy field instead of trying to manage time, time itself begins to organize for you. Consciously raising your frequency makes time fluid and flexible. At lower frequencies, time is slow, while at higher frequencies, it is fast. But the real difference in the quantum realm is this: the rhythm of time is entirely shaped by your consciousness. And when you realize this, time is no longer an enemy, but a friend who flows with you. You interact with the flow of time. You don't force it. You don't chase it. Time dances with you in harmony with your consciousness. The main message of this chapter: time is not fixed. Consciousness is not fixed. These two constantly influence each other, and when you consciously raise your own frequency, the flow of time aligns with yours. Chapter 6: How emotions slow down or speed up time. People often look at a clock when trying to understand time. However, the true source of time is not the clock, but emotions. When emotions change, time changes as well. Because emotion is energy, energy is frequency, and frequency determines the door to perception. Think about it. How time flies when you're afraid. Seconds feel like years. When you're happy, hours disappear, time melts away. The nature of emotions determines the rhythm of time. I first realized this during a very difficult time. I entered a state of mind where time seemed to stand still. Nothing was moving. Everything I did was fruitless, and the days were repeating themselves. Then I realized, as long as I didn't change, time didn't change. Emotions are the most powerful time manipulators in the quantum realm. Each emotion bends and distorts time differently, depending on its vibration level. Low-frequency emotions, time slows down. Emotions vibrating at a low frequency cause time to slow down. These include fear, anxiety, sadness, loss, shame, guilt, hopelessness. These emotions compress the energy field. When the field narrows, the flow of time slows down. This is why difficult times feel so long. Consciousness feels stuck in the same place. Time is actually passing, but you can't. The effects of low frequency are felt not only in the mind, but also in the body. Heart rhythm becomes irregular. Energy decreases. Mental focus is lost, and even daily tasks become tiring. Time slows down, lengthens, yet still stops. Every second feels like a burden on your shoulders. High-frequency emotions. Time speeds up. Emotions, vibrating at a high frequency, cause time to slow down and flow. These include joy, compassion, love, curiosity, inspiration, gratitude, enthusiasm. These emotions expand the field of consciousness. This expanded field alters the rhythm of time. Time begins to flow. Perception sharpens, and thoughts become clearer. More information, more light, and more awareness come. At the quantum level, emotions are not just felt states. They are waves of energy that bend time. When a high-frequency emotion rises, heart rhythm stabilizes, brain waves accelerate, nervous system regulates, information processing capacity increases, perception expands. Thus, time begins to flow independently of the external clock. An example from my own experience. One day, I found myself in a very intense and confusing state of mind. Everything was difficult and slow. I sat down and did the following. I took a deep breath, gave the emotion a name, observed it, and found something that softened it a bit. Gratitude. Suddenly I realized my mind had become clear. Time began to flow again. It was as if life had been waiting for me for a while and was now flowing again. This small change raised my frequency and changed the course of time. The scientific connection between emotions and time. How emotions alter time can also be explained by quantum physics. Mental and emotional states determine the vibration of our energy field. As this vibrational field expands, The flow of information accelerates, perception opens, and time becomes lighter. When the vibration decreases, the field compresses, perception narrows, and time slows down. In other words, the flow of time moves according to the frequency of your emotions. Change your emotions. Change time. When you're anxious and overwhelmed, a few seconds can feel like years, while when you're simultaneously filled with love and joy, hours can fly by. You no longer need to search outside of time. Simply changing your emotions is enough to change the flow of time. Essential truth. Time is shaped by the frequency of your emotions. When you learn to manage your own energy, time automatically aligns with you. Time is no longer an obstacle, but a tool. It moves according to your frequency. The main message of this chapter: there's no need to fight time. Just raise your emotions and frequency, and time will flow naturally. Chapter 7. Staying in the moment, the key that changes the flow of time. Time. Sometimes we feel like it's racing against us. Some moments fly by, others drag as if your feet are stuck in the mud. But hidden within this irregular rhythm lies a secret door. That door is the moment. When you step inside, time's hold on you suddenly vanishes. Staying in the moment is like beating in time with the pulse of the universe. The weight of the past and the rush of the future vanish in an instant. All that remains is the simple essence of life. And that essence is the only place that can bend time. The external voices that intrude into your mind are like a market crowd constantly trying to sell you something. Anxiety, fear, procrastination, regret. When you stay in the moment, you silence these salespeople. Suddenly, you realize that time always flows at your own pace. When you calm down, it calms down too. Neuroscience says this: focusing on a single point shifts your brain to a different frequency. Complex connections suddenly become simpler, and energy flows more orderly. This orderly energy completely alters your perception of time. The importance of details and the expansion of perception. When you stay in the moment, small details magnify. The sound of a drop becomes melodic. Your breathing becomes lighter. Your walk becomes a rhythmic dance. These changes indicate that time has begun to accompany you. As if the universe were whispering, "You have finally arrived." Changing the flow of time is not about fighting it, but about approaching it. When you look at a picture from afar, everything seems chaotic. As you approach it, order reveals itself. Similarly, as you approach the moment, the texture of time becomes more apparent, and you become one with its rhythm. Staying in the moment in daily life can feel like brief visits, sitting over a cup of tea, during a conversation, while walking, breathing. These small pauses unconsciously determine the rhythm of life. Time no longer escapes as it once did. It begins to walk with you. Feeling time, living, not measuring. Staying present is not about managing time, but about feeling it. It's about measuring life, not hours. As you develop this skill, the flow of time is shaped by your frequency. It neither rushes nor stops. It dances to the same tempo as you. Think about it. When you close your eyes and take a deep breath, there comes a moment when the importance of hours and minutes fades away. There is only the present. This present encompasses all of the past and future. All confusion diminishes. Your mind becomes clear. The flow of energy accelerates, and time becomes one with you. This is where high frequency, the quantum field, and consciousness meet. Staying present is not just a technique, it's a way of life. The flow of time is no longer an enemy, but a companion. You move with it, savoring every moment, experiencing every experience to the fullest. Practical example, the dance of time. Sometimes, while walking, you find yourself in the moment without even realizing it. The gentle breeze, the rustle of the leaves, the warmth of the sun, every detail surrounds you. There are only moments, not hours. Time accompanies you in this moment. It neither speeds you up nor slows you down. It flows with you. Another example, when you're having a conversation with someone you love, minutes pass like seconds. Your mind stops thinking about the past and the future. Only the present moment exists. That's when time aligns with you. Key message: staying in the moment isn't about controlling time. It's about feeling it. Changing time isn't about resisting it, but about aligning with it. When your frequency is raised, your attention is focused, and the flow of energy is regulated, time dances with you. Time is now a flow, a partner, and a mirror. What you see in that mirror is your state of consciousness and energy. And when you look into that mirror, you realize time is flowing with you. In short, the key to changing the flow of time is to stay in the moment. Raise your frequency, focus your attention, manage your emotions, and time will begin to accompany you. Chapter 8: Energy Leaps and Time-Lapse Moments. Don't think of time as a line. Time is like a field, just like yours. Every person has an energy field. Your emotions, thoughts, intentions all affect this field. Some days, some hours, you may not have enough, while others, you can easily handle everything. The difference lies in the width of your energy field. 1. The connection between energy field and time. When the energy field is wide, time expands. When the energy field is narrow, time compresses. Think of it this way. When you move in a narrow room, everything feels slow and limited. But when you enter a spacious hall, your freedom of movement increases. Time and space feel more fluid. The perception of time is shaped by the size of your energy field. 2. Why does time feel longer? When your vibration increases, the following happens. Your mind becomes more distracted. Your focus increases. Inner peace emerges. Unnecessary thoughts calm down. Your brain focuses on the now. And when the now becomes stronger, the flow of time lengthens. The clock doesn't change, but your perception of time completely changes. Let's consider this with an example. You're working on an intense project. If your energy is low, time slows down and stretches for hours. However, if your energy is high, hours pass like minutes while you're doing the same task. 3. Energy depletion and time compression. When your energy is low, anxiety, indecisiveness, fatigue, and mental noise appear. These create time compression. Low vibration equals mental confusion. Your brain constantly moves between the past and the future. You lose the now. The result? Time flies, but you can't feel it. The flow of life seems to be slipping out of your control. 4. Alpha brain waves and the slowing of time. When your energy field strengthens, your brain shifts to the alpha frequency. Alpha is a critical frequency that slows down time at the conscious level. In the alpha state, your mind is calm. Your consciousness is clear. You are in the moment. Your creativity increases. Your focus is strengthened. The feeling of slow time you experience in sports, meditation, or art is a result of this state. 5. Practices that expand your energy field. Practical ways to expand your energy field include deep breathing exercises, silence and meditation, high-frequency thoughts, gratitude practice, mindfulness, body relaxation techniques. Common point: expands your energy field, expands time. You can imagine it this way. Your energy field is like a balloon. As the balloon expands, time expands with it, making room for more experiences and awareness. 6. Synchronicity with the universe. High-frequency energy doesn't just alter your perception of time. Your harmony with the universe increases. You are in the right place at the right time. People and opportunities align in your favor. Coincidences increase. Time seems to flow naturally. As energy harmonizes, time naturally harmonizes with you. 7. A strong energy field equals more life experiences. As your energy strengthens, you experience more life experiences in a day. Time slows down. Consciousness expands. Moments increase in depth. Experiences are felt more intensely. Some say, one day feels so long. This is due to the expansion of your energy field. 8. Conclusion: increase your energy. Allow time to adapt to you. Time cannot resist a strong energy field because time moves with consciousness. When your energy is strong, time does not tire you. Time does not stress you. You shape time. When you raise your energy, time is no longer an obstacle, but a partner. The flow of time aligns with your vibration. It neither rushes nor stops. It moves with you and enables you to experience life more deeply and intensely. Chapter 9. Owning Time. Rewriting reality through vibration. The acceleration or deceleration of time is a result of our inner world, not the external world. Hours are always the same. Minutes are always the same. But time expands or contracts depending on how you experience them. In this chapter, we will examine step by step how you can consciously manage time as your vibration rises. 1. Consciousness's ability to warp time. As your vibration rises, distractions diminish. Your mind becomes clearer, and consciousness enters a deep now state. This intense now feeling expands time. Because the mind perceives more information, emotions, and details simultaneously. In a meeting or a creative project, when energy is high, minutes can feel like hours, and hours can feel like minutes. 2. The time-slowing effect of concentration. Have you ever noticed that time slows down when you focus on sports, dance, or art? This is the natural effect of a high-frequency mind. Focusing on a single point raises the frequency of consciousness. Time no longer passes. It becomes part of your experience. Flow is this effect. Time completely stretches. 3. Factors that lower vibration and cause. Time to accelerate. Low vibration emotions such as stress, anxiety, and fear fragment the mind. This creates the feeling that time is passing quickly. Why? Because the mind constantly cycles between the past and the future, losing touch with the now. In fear or panic, minutes don't pass like seconds. Instead, each moment feels compressed and heavy. 4. How does a high vibrational mind manage time? At a higher frequency, consciousness can actively bend time. Peace equals time expands. Panic equals time contracts. Focus equals time expands. Gratitude equals time calms. As your vibration increases, so does your capacity for time expansion. When you're passionately focused on a project, the clocks seem to stand still. But if your mind wanders, the day flies by. 5. Real-time management, energy management. You can't manage time directly. You manage your energy. How you use your energy determines the flow of time. Energy-draining habits, unnecessary worries, long, meaningless thoughts, social media, and distractions, energy-boosting practices, deep breathing, meditation, gratitude, mindfulness. When your energy increases, time naturally expands. 6. How the quantum observer shapes. Time in quantum physics, the observer narrows down the possibilities. A conscious observer shapes time. If time is a river, it is the observer who determines its flow. When your awareness is high, time adapts to your rhythm. 7. Mental flow and the disappearance of time. Scientists call this the flow state, while the public calls it ecstasy. This state is one of the highest frequencies where the perception of time completely changes. When you enter flow, your mind becomes completely focused. Creativity flows. Time virtually disappears. Experiences are felt more intensely. Flow can also be used in everyday life. Completely immersing yourself in a project, giving your full attention to your surroundings while walking, or completely immersing yourself in playing or listening to a piece of music. 8. Spiritual practices that expand time. One of the most effective ways to expand time is to raise your vibration. Deep breathing. Practice. Gratitude, mindfulness, silence, meditation. These practices expand your energy field, raise your conscious frequency, and make the flow of time natural. 9. Conclusion. Time flows through you. Time isn't out there. Your inner rhythm, inner vibration, and inner frequency shape time. Trying to control time is like trying to control the universe. It's impossible. But when you control your own frequency, time begins to flow through you. Time is no longer a pressure.